Previously on Lions Syndicate. We waited all day to make a move, and we did just that. I sat in front of this computer, man. We waited all day. Is it Danielle Hunter? No. Is it AJ Epinesa? No, he stayed in Buffalo. Is it anybody? Yes, it is somebody. And I made a video yesterday about an Eric Armstead, a guy who's injured. And guess what you guys said to me? Oh, he's injury prone. And what did I say to you? Oh, if he's injured, your general manager is going to want him. Coming from Mike Garafolo, the Lions have agreed to terms with defensive end Marcus Davenport on a one-year deal, sources tell me. Following a year with the Vikings, the former first-round pick of the Saints moves elsewhere in the NFC North. Now, is this a Danielle Hunter? No. Is this anybody of significant value? No. Is this a depth piece? Probably so. But this is what we waited for. Now, don't get me wrong. We've got to replace Julian. We've got to replace Romeo. We've got to replace Charles Harris. But is this what you want to see from your Detroit Lions after you wait all day? Hopefully there's some talks with another individual as well. Hopefully Danielle Hunter, Khalil Mack gets cut later on. Let's look at Mr. Marcus Davenport. The Minnesota Viking Syndicate called him a bum, a B-U-M, all capital letters, 6'6", 27, was drafted in the first round of the 2018 draft. Well, golly, he had 2 sacks last year. Out of his 3 tackles, 2 of them were sacks. But look at this. Well, 4 games last year. Why? Because he has not played a game since October 15th, being on the injured list. And you want to tell me that Eric Armstead is a guy that he's too injury prone? Well, step right up. Come on down to the Detroit Lions, because if you're injured, Brad Holmes is going to sign you up. Mosley, bum ACL, come on back. This guy here, Marcus Davenport, bum ankle, haven't played since the middle of October. Come on to the Detroit Lions, where you can resurrect your career whether you're injured or not. It doesn't matter. This is the move that your general manager makes. But I made a video about Chase Young, and the entire fan base, the whole comment section, destroyed this man. And I said then, and I say it again. Would you prefer 7.5 sacks or 2? Would you prefer double-digit games or 4? The choice is yours. Now, this is only the beginning. Brad Holmes still got a lot of work to do, but it ain't going to be nobody left. Marcus Davenport, we got some breaking news, and man, oh man, it feels good to have waited all day to hear that we signed a TLC. You know what a TLC is? A scrub is a guy that thinks he's fine, is also known as a injured. This is what he does, bruh. Now, this is the quote that Well. The Detroit Lions last year made a move that has been named the worst offseason move by the Detroit Lions in 2025. And no, Lions Syndicate is not filmed in front of a live studio audience. Instead, it's filmed in front of a basement, inside of a basement, man. Having some fun this offseason because we tend to get a little too serious about this game that we call football. Now, this is coming from Pro Football Focus via Athlon Sports. Says, in an article from Pro Football Focus that was behind a paywall, so shout out to these guys here because I am not subscribed to them. They made an article with every team's best and worst signing of the 2024 season. And Pro Football Focus named Marcus Davenport as the worst signing of the 2024 offseason for the Detroit Lions. Had to take you back into time. And man, that guy right there, that was the beginning of his weight loss journey. We're going to start another one this offseason as well. That guy there was not obese, but he was close to it. So, got to make sure I keep the weight off and drop even more this offseason. Looking like a frail old man by the time the new season starts back up. But that man was spitting facts back in the day, almost a year ago when we signed Marcus Davenport. If you guys remember, we waited all day. We went live, and we waited all day for free agent moves, maybe expecting a Danielle Hunter, Andrew Van Ginkel. If you guys remember the sprinkle of Van Ginkel And none of those moves were made. The Detroit Lions wind up signing Marcus Davenport to a 1-year deal. In addition to that, here is what they gave him, and we'll go over his stats a little later. In 2024, he signed a $6.5 million deal, and he had $3 million guaranteed. That's what he had. The Detroit Lions, I didn't even realize that he had a voided contract. We talk about Brad Holmes. This brother, Brad Holmes, he know how to void them years, don't he? He does this a lot. DJ Chark, Zadarius Smith, he ate that contract, voided some years. Some voided years on Za's contract. Marcus Davenport, this is what Brad Holmes is notorious for doing this. But he's very good with the money thus far. I cannot complain. What did Marcus Davenport do? Again, Marcus Davenport, according to PFF, is the worst offseason move made by the Detroit Lions in 2024. In his whopping 2 games, he wound up playing 2 games. He had 2 total tackles. One of them was a sack. One of them was solo, and one of them was a sack. Out of his 2 tackles, he played 2 games. He had 2 tackles. He got half a sack. That assisted. I think the other half went to Hutch. Played 2 games. In the last 3 seasons, Marcus Davenport has played a combined 21 games. In 15 games, he had half a sack in New Orleans. In 4 games, he had 2 sacks. Don't forget, he played the Rams game. He didn't play the Tampa Bay game because he was hurt and then was out for the season during that Arizona Cardinal game. Marcus Davenport should have never been signed by the Detroit Lions. And just off the top of my head, because we didn't make a bunch of free agent moves, I'm going to agree with this assessment that Marcus Davenport was indeed the worst free agent move that we made. This guy here, let me show you this guy. This guy here, he was under a lot of scrutiny, a ton of scrutiny. I am almost enticed to look in the comment section and read some of these comments. This was my reaction all offseason. And I also had one about DJ Reader, and DJ Reader was the opposite of this. He wound up playing more than 12 games. He had more than 2 sacks, and he was exactly what he was supposed to be. So I don't get all of them right. My thing was, can he stay healthy? The thing is, and as you can see, my reaction to DJ Reader was the fact that DJ Reader, Brad Holmes has a notorious track record of injured players. Emmanuel Mosley, injured. Marcus Davenport, injured. He literally will sign anyone off of an injured season. That's why when we start discussing free agency, I'm going to put some names that I could see. It's going to be a tough call, but based off Brad's history and track record, there are a couple guys that I think he's going to bring back. I could ironically see him bringing back Marcus Davenport. So this guy here, man, this guy here wasn't that far off. Not about Marcus Davenport. The dude didn't even give us a quarter of the season. So let me know. Just a little video outside the box. I had to go pull up the video, and I said, Derek, let's do something new this offseason, man, so that the content don't get stale, even though I don't think I make it stale, but we can breathe new life. So this is my channel. I get to do whatever I want. This channel was never intended for me to be like dry eyes and, robotic and structured and like this. But breaking news and all that stuff is what I've always wanted to do. But at heart, I'm a comedian. I like to have fun. I like to make people laugh, whether it's me blowing a gasket or yelling and ranting and raving and all that stuff. Just part of who I am. So, more I make content based off how I'm feeling. So whatever I feel, I will literally have a video idea about a subject and be like, wait a minute, throw this in there, right? So anyway, Marcus Davenport, let me see. Do you agree that he was the worst offseason acquisition? Let me see. We traded for Carlton Davis. He was a win. DJ Reader was a win. Nope, Tim Patrick was not during the offseason. I would have to agree. Let me see. Detroit Lions 2024 offseason moves. Let's see. What pops up? Okay, so Pride of Detroit did something, and it's late as June. And let's see. All right. This is quite interesting here. Okay, so the worst. Remember, Marcus Davenport was labeled by PFF as the worst offseason move for the Detroit Lions. Matthew Betts, we signed him. Amik Robinson, that was a win. Kyle Pecco, I think that was a win as well. Kevin Zeitler, CJ Moore, Jake Bates. I would have to agree. Matthew, he didn't really get a fair assessment. Kyle Pecco was playing better than Marcus Davenport when he got injured. CJ Moore played more than Marcus Davenport, and he didn't make the roster, I don't believe. So I could see that you got Carlton Davis. Yep. Lions free agents re-sign. Donovan Peoples-Jones. Yeah, I mean, if you look at people that were part of the team, he could have some competition. DPJ is up there. Nate Sudfeld, he wind up not making the team. So as far as players that I think what Davenport was meant to do, none of those other Davenport was meant to be a starter. That's why I have to agree that Marcus Davenport was the worst offseason move by the Detroit Lions because you brought him in to be a starter. You've got CJ Moore and those other guys. They weren't brought in here to be any more than a role player. Kyle Pecco, CJ Moore, we're talking about role-playing guys. Marcus Davenport was brought in here like he was going to be a star, like he was going to be opposite Hutch, and that brother was not. So anyway, let me know which one of those guys would you pick. Do you agree with PFF assessment and mine that Marcus Davenport was indeed the worst? And yeah, if you can go back and you could tell your March 2024 self anything, what would it be? This channel is made possible by viewers, subscribers, and members just like you. It's because of your support I get to do what I do. You could be anywhere else on YouTube, but you choose to rock with me. You guys are awesome. Take care of yourself and each other. And as always, go Lions.